So you should have just received your package in the mail. This is what we're going to call Let It Shine. And you want to start by taking everything out of your package. I like to do it over a table so I don't lose any of the pieces. And just using a pair of scissors, you can start to remove the packaging. You're going to see there's little tiny dots for your eyes in the word, in your letters. So I immediately get some painter's tape. Place it down, sticky side up. And anything tiny like this, I put on the painter's tape. And this way I know I'm not gonna lose it. There's stars in this little package. I'm gonna leave them there for now. This is the top of the mason jar. It does have 2 lines that we're gonna need. And so you wanna put them on the sticky side. The side you're gonna paint up. Your fireflies. The wings to the fireflies. Here's some lines on the inside of the mason jar. My words that are all together. My L is separate. So now I know I'm not going to lose any of these small parts. I try not to put the painter's tape on my cardboard, as I can lift this up and move it as I'm allowing things to dry. I'm going to take another strip of painter's tape and put it on the other side like this. So I have it. And I can take the exterior of my mason jar, the top and the bottom. These 2 are for the back. I'm going to put them up there. Take the cover, and now you have the slats. And this is the base of your tag. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this upside down. Oh, I'm going to turn this over, making sure. You want to check it. You want to make sure that it's going to be all together, the image that's on the back. You're going to line them up the best you can. So sometimes what I'll do with a situation like this, you can take some painter's tape once it's lined up and just hold it together. And I'm pretty sure these are lined up, and I'm going to glue this at the bottom and at the top. And this way I don't have to hold the 3 pieces and that at the same time. I know this tape is holding these 3 steady while I take my glue, run it all the way down my board, and line it up for the back. And this is just going to hold all my pieces together. We're using stick fast glue. You can use Elmer's glue, wood glue. I do recommend the stick fast. It holds in a matter of seconds, and I know this is not going to budge. And I could do 2 things. I could leave this tape on while I'm painting it, which I may, and this way I know that it's going to stay together while the glue is drying, which it should be already dry by now, but just in case, okay? So now this is my platform. So the colors that I've decided to use today is Higgins Lake, chocolate, black, and snow owl. and goldenrod. These are the colors that I'm going to be using. So I am going to start with my chocolate. And I'm using my chocolate almost like a stain. So this wood does not take stain well. So I'm going to wash this on and wipe it back. I'm gonna put it on and then wipe it back is what I'm gonna do. And you're gonna need baby wipes or a damp cloth of some sort. So I'm gonna take my spray bottle and I'm just gonna wet it just a little bit. You don't wanna use too much water on this MDF because we don't want it to fall apart. So I'm gonna immediately put paint in here. And I'm gonna kind of stay away from that scrolled area. I'm gonna hit it with a paint art brush, just so it's there. And you'll see this goes a long way with a little water in it. You don't wanna let this wet paint sit on this. We're gonna get it on and then we're gonna wipe it back. Okay. And it kind of looks like stain. You're going to want to let this dry before you continue. And this is what we have. It's dry. So now the upper part I'm going to do in Snow Owl. And instead of using a dabber, I'm going to use an art brush. Only because I want to get it around this lines here. You don't have to get perfect. You just want to be on this side of the line. Okay, because you don't have to get it right down to the line. You just want to get close to the line. Because this part is going to cover that first little section. But you want the stain to go right up to that scoring, I'll call it, the scoring. Okay, so this is where we're at. I'm gonna put this aside to dry. And this I'm gonna do with goldenrod. I load and then I unload on another, either a paper plate, another piece of cardboard, so that you don't have a big glob of paint and you just do this dabbing motion. This is what I do. You can see what works for you. Again, I'm gonna load and I'll show you here, I just unload. And you can go back to that paint and this just keeps me from having too much paint globbing everywhere. And you end up finding that you use a lot less paint, actually. It does leave a little bit of a texture. If that bothers you, then you may want to find another way of doing this. It does not tend to bother me. And this is what we have. Now I'm going to go on the inside of that mason jar and use Higgins Lake. So I'm going to take some of my black. I'm going to take out my black. I'm going to first do my letters. And don't forget your eyes up here to the dots to your eyes. Okay, so now that I have this little bit of black here on the side, I'm going to take some Snow Owl and make gray. Just mixing black and white. And I'm going to do the top of the mason jar in the gray. Then I'm going to go back in with black. And I'm going to do the rim of the mason jar along with the lines that go in with that. Okay. Then I'm going to go in with some white. And I'm going to hit the wings of the outside fireflies. I'm going to take a small art brush and I'm going to do the wings on the fireflies that are going to go inside the jar. There is scoring here, which is going to come through the white as this dries. So you just want to do that scoring over. You don't want to go in with a lot of paint because it's a very small area. Okay. Then you're going to go in with black. And you're going to do the top portion of the body. And I'm going to do the same thing here. On the fireflies that go on the outside, you're just going to make a line separating this last body part, and then you're going to hit the rest of it with black. Again, make a line, don't overthink it, and then cover the rest black, like that. We're going to go back to the goldenrod And we're going to get another art brush. You want something very small. And you're going to do the scoring down. You do not need a lot of paint. We just want to hit that surface. And then you're going to paint the rest of the outside fireflies in that goldenrod, the bottom portion. Now we are going to do the lines for the lines inside the mason jar and the outside portion of the mason jar. And this too is in the snow owl. This is when you want to take your opportunity to go through, and anything that needs a second coat of paint, you want to do it now, because once you glue it, you're not going to get this apart. So I decided to go in with a dabber and get this top portion another coat of the white. Again, I don't have to go too low because a lot of that edge is going to get covered. Okay? And I'm going to put this aside to dry. I feel like everything else looks pretty good. I need another coat of my Higgins Lake over here. So now we're going to start gluing this together. And I'm going to start with the mason jar lid. And again, you want to kind of hover, line it up, and then press together. On the interior lines, you literally need a dab. You're going to line it up and then press. You don't have to make the glue go all the way across. Just put it on a section. If you're using this stick fast, and that's all you need is a little small section and it'll hold it. So here we are with the mason jar lid. Okay, I'm going to put that aside. And then I'm going to do the outside covering. You know what, let's do the inside lines first. It's smarter to do your inside lines first. So you just want to figure out which ones go where. So we're just going to do a dot, a dot. So when you hover, you won't have to worry about that one little section with the glue. You don't have to put the glue all the way down the thing, all the way down the line, because it's such a tiny piece. And I always have Q-tips. If any glue kind of seeps over, I can brush it right away. Okay? Now we're going to take our interior fireflies. make a plan. You want to put them above your cutout in your, this is what it's going to look like that. Pick one up, put a little bit of glue, and set it down. Pick one up, put a little bit of glue, and set it down. I'm going to put the outside line. You don't have to put the glue everywhere. You pick a portion on each side. Hover. This one you're going to have to pick up because you want it to be even, and you just got to watch the glue getting on your fingers. And then press it. Okay. I'm going to go to my platform here. So now I'm going to take this top layer and just put the glue in random places. We're going to hover, because remember there's a hole at the top we have to line up. And then press. I'm going to put my mason jar down. Again, you just need a couple lines of the glue. Hover over the line on one side. Take a quick look on the other side. And then press down. I'm going to take my mason jar lid. Do a line. Hover. Press. I'm going to take my outside fireflies, make a plan. I'm going to have one kind of a little higher and one a little lower. Like that. Okay. I'm going to start with the body. Very little bit of glue. The wings. The body. The wings. Then I'm going to start putting the letters on. The letters are going to peek over some of this cutout. Starting with the L. Again, if you need a pair of tweezers. And then I'm going to go in with these, the eyes. And here we're at. Let it shine. Okay, so everything is on except for the stars. So I'm going to take 2 medium, 2 small, and 1 diamond here. I'm going to take some Snow Owl. Put a little bit on a dabber. And paint the stars. And you don't have to put all these on. It's your discretion. I think you don't want to put too many on because we got a lot going on top. That's just my opinion. A star up here, this diamond one down here, and then just fill in with the 2 little ones. You can do what you want, but that's my plan. So I'm going to take my little star, my larger star of what I have here. Put one up here. I'm going to take the diamond star, put one down there, there's no right or wrong where you're putting your stars. Okay, and there you go. I'm going to put some jute in the hanger. I like to take my jute, put it on like this. And you can put it in and sift it through like this. And there you go. You can shorten it if you need to. And then you can go ahead and spray with your top coat.